My name is Centro. I'm 20 years old. I'm currently a third-year student at UC Berkeley, studying economics. I'm very excited for next summer. For the summer of 2019, I will be interning with Apple's finance team at Cupertino at Apple's headquarters.
My name is Armando Hernandez. I am 20 years old and I'm currently attending the #1 public university in the world, UCLA, where I'm majoring in economics. Summer 2019, I'm going to be interning at an investment bank called RBC, which stands for the Royal Bank of Canada. And I'm going to be actually interning at the New York City office, which is where their headquarters is located.
I spent most of my childhood in Mexico, just given that all my extended family is from there, while at the same time going to school in the US, right, from elementary to high school. So having that combination of lifestyles in a way, or that me being exposed to both cultures essentially, made for a very unique experience, which at the end of the day, I really believe, molded me into the person I am today, right? From an ambition perspective, and also from an education perspective.
I think growing up here was a really interesting experience, given that many of the people that live here are immigrants straight from Mexico that just come to El Centro in search for better opportunities. The other thing about El Centro is that students here tend to have below average standardized test scores. Despite these things though, I would say growing up in El Centro was a great thing for me, given that it's a close, small-knit community in which you're able to find people that are always willing to help you out.
The poverty aspect, because most of my extended family members currently live in Mexico, and that has been the case throughout my life. So growing up, we would essentially cross the border every weekend, just to visit my grandmother, an uncle, or an aunt, and just comparing my privilege with their quality of life definitely instilled in me motivation to continue to try my best in school and in all areas of my life growing up.
So, like many people in the Imperial Valley, I come from a family of immigrant parents. My mother raised us single-handedly, my brother and I, and she worked her whole life in the fields in order to provide for us. And seeing how hard she worked and seeing her work ethic, it inspired me to want to get out of poverty and reach my own goals and get to a point in life where I was able to actually choose what I wanted to do with my life instead of being forced into something. And so I always saw education as my ticket to that.
From a more internal perspective, it just simply relates to just adjusting to the lifestyle, right? Making sure that my habits, my study habits, adjusted, right? You cannot have the same habits that you have in high school now that you have in college, and also just time management. I think I would really want to emphasize time management, because in college you have a lot more freedom, a lot more distractions. So I think that just staying focused and always remembering, why you are in college in the first place is extremely important for any first-year college student.
From El Centro to UCLA was actually pretty interesting, just because I felt that coming from El Centro, where most of the population, about 75 to 80% of the population is Mexican, going into UCLA where it's a really diverse community, it was just a culture shock when I went there, and it was something that I definitely had to adjust to. But it was a learning experience where I was able to be exposed to people with different cultures and people that had different perspectives on just life in general.
I do want to share with you guys a very specific story, which is when I got rejected from a High School of Business at Berkeley. So for those of you who don't know, in order to become a business major at Berkeley, you have to apply your sophomore year of college. Long story short, that was my main goal, right, when I stepped into Berkeley. Fast forward into spring semester of my sophomore year, I get a rejection letter from the High School of Business. As you can imagine, this destroyed me and devastated me. Once I overcame, the rejection, I learned that it is not healthy for you to, rest your self-esteem on this external goal, right? Something that is, not completely under your control. you generally define your own success. And eventually, I ended up, majoring in economics. My grades are now better than ever, and I will be interning with Apple next summer, which was a dream internship for me growing up.
My experience at UCLA has really been full of success and failures. It's been a period where I've had many successes, things such as, landing an internship my freshman year at a Big Four accounting firm. And it's also been full of failures, such as, getting a D+ in statistics and then coming back and getting a B+. It's been a period where I really had to learn about myself and stay confident in my abilities and not let things determine who I am and what I can do and what I'm capable of doing.
I am very passionate about giving back through educational empowerment. So any philanthropy project related to empowering is something that really appeals to me. Armando and I, for the past year and a half, have been involved with an education startup company called Driven Academics. I'm currently the director of education for Northern California. He's director for Southern California. And last fall, about a year ago, we started a project in which we gave out over $2,000 in scholarships, as well as provided college essay guidance to low-income, first-generation, underrepresented minority students at our high school, Southwest High School in Centro.
Find what drives you, what makes you go, what makes you study for that next exam, what makes you work hard towards your goals, right? Is that the fact that you want to give back to your mom and buy her a house, or is that the fact that you want to be an inspiration for other young students like yourself? Sky's the limit for you guys, and just set the bar high and don't limit yourself to what you can do.